So today, as we discussed in the last class, this case where one of the say edges is showing a view which is perpendicular to uh, xy line. For those cases, like how do we obtain the locations where the section plane is intersecting? So that thing we can discuss. So I'll try to do it on this writing board. So, and thereafter, one particular problem more I'll discuss, and we can have any further doubts, if at all, remaining after that. So, last class we had this square pyramid, right? We had that case of a square pyramid where when we considered the section plane, then what happened is that what you call the section plane was passing through certain edges which were giving a view which was perpendicular to the top view. Oh, sorry, perpendicular to the XY line in the top view. So that was the case. So similar to square pyramid, such a situation I think easiest will be to consider in case of a hexagonal pyramid. So let me try to consider the case of a hexagonal pyramid. With this writing board, of course, it's not as comfortable as it is on pen and paper or on a board. There might be some not so good drawings, so please excuse me for that.
Sir, what is
So let me change this color maybe. So actually, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to draw a hexagonal pyramid. Okay. Okay. So suppose this is the top view for a hexagonal pyramid. Okay. So you can see that what we have done is these two edges of the base, that is EF and CB, these we have kept perpendicular to the XY line. So these will be perpendicular to the vertical plane. So if we go with the assumption that it is placed on the horizontal plane, then I can draw the projectors from all these points and then locate these
sir? Here we are hash line, dark line of continuously.
for what?
Sir, for hexagonal pyramid.
So where do we have the dashed lines in this view? We don't have actually. That is why nothing is drawn like that. Right. So we have it like this. Here you have A dash, D dash. Here you have C dash and B dash. And here you have dash and F dash. Yeah, so now you see, I mean, the front view and top view for the hexagonal pyramid like this, what we observe. Now, if we consider a case, what we had say in the previous class, for which someone had asked that I should discuss it for the different case also. Okay. So now suppose in the front view, if I consider a section plane, okay, a section plane is passing like this. Fine. So now the section plane actually will be intersecting at these many locations here. I mean those locations which are actually readily visible to us. So one is here, one is here, one is here. Okay. Now if we consider this location here, so O dash and C dash B dash. So this is a triangular face, that is this OCB, this one, which is shown by this slant edge in the right side. So O dash, C dash, B dash. So that means corresponding to this point, we'll have two corners associated, which we can locate. So for this again, if I draw the projector down from here, will come somewhere here. Okay, so you get 1 point here and 1 point here, right? We need to give names for these also of course. We'll do that. If this central point, if I consider, I hope it is visible. So O dash A dash and O dash D dash, two overlapping edges we have, right, at this location. So these will be again intersected by this section plane. So here for this corner, right, we could draw this projector and we could locate where OC is be getting intersected by the section plane and where OB is getting intersected by the section plane. So by locating the location in the front view, after drawing a projector, we readily locate them on OC and OB. But again for this point, it will not be possible to locate them on OD and OA, right? Because as we draw the projector, then it will be coincident with it. So what we need to do is, we on the same level, we have to go to the side and then come down. Okay. Before that, maybe corresponding to this also let me draw a projector. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Corresponding to this also, if I draw a projector, it will be something like this. So here again we get 2 points, one here, one here. Now for this location, what we need to do, we need to go to this side. This can be done on the other side also. Rather than moving to the left face, we can go to the right side also. So here this intersection with these slant edges can be identified, right? So now again we get down from here. We'll locate this somewhere here. Okay, so 1 point here and 1 here. This is what we have located. Now this distance of O up to this can be marked over here, or say this can be rotated, whatever you say. So this distance is to be marked. So here we locate a point where corresponding to this point the intersection is occurring. The same is to be done here. Either you rotate or measure this and mark it here. So this gives the second point. So this way we locate all the points on the 6 slant edges. Okay. Let us give names also. And say this is 1, suppose, or say let me name it from here. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 5 and 6. Okay. Here also you'll have 1, 2, these will be dashes: 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, then again 4 dash, then you have 5 dash and 6 dash. Okay. So these 6 points we locate and then we can join them to obtain the sectional top view. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these can be joined to obtain the sectional top view. Okay. So what I was trying to just emphasize again is that since this thing was not available, this 1 dash 4 dash here in the front view, you have to locate them in the top view on 1 4. Drawing a projector from this particular location of 1 dash 4 dash up to the uh, downside, right? We really don't get this. So this is how we can obtain it. It can be, say, sometimes for the opposite case also. The opposite, what I mean is, the section plane can be in the top view also. So let me try to draw that case also. So this is just the same case whatever we had in the previous problem, right? With the only difference that now this location for the section plane will change. Okay, so suppose I choose a section plane something like this. Right. Now for this case again, you see how many edges are intersected. This OF is intersected at this location. Right, OF is intersected here. OA is intersected here. So we get 2. And then the edges of the base also are getting intersected. One is intersected here, another is intersected here. Okay. So these many intersection points, of course, can be seen readily here. Now again, to locate them, right? So for this OF, if you consider, then again we can draw a projector and then locate the same in the front view. So if I draw for this OF, it intersects here. Okay, so this point is readily located. Now again for OA, we will not be able to locate it on O dash A dash. So for this, just the reverse exercise, whatever we have done, we have to do. We have to mark it on another edge, which is actually showing the projection at some inclination in the other view. So we do this, we go onto this. Okay, wherever we are reaching, from there you can get back to this edge. So like this, we can mark it over here, right? So this is just the reverse of whatever we discussed for the previous case. Here, one more thing, let me mention these locations we can of course find out with the way we have discussed here. But if we require true length, that is actually not available in these. So if we require that, then something else is to be done. But that we'll discuss later on when needed. Do you have any questions about this? Then you can ask. Otherwise, I'll discuss one more example on the slides, and then you can call it a day. So if you have any particular doubt about this part, then you can ask. Otherwise,
So in
I'll.
the second part, can you please repeat?
Okay. So here, what I was trying to mention in this second part is, in the first part, the section plane was passing through this front view. So when say here the section plane was intersecting O dash for this first one, like left figure, if you see in the left figure, section plane was passing through the front view. So O dash A dash or O dash D dash were intersected at 1 dash 4 dash. Corresponding to that, we tried to obtain their locations in the top view on OA and OD. Okay, so for that we moved parallel to XY line, went to the next edge which was available, and on that edge in the top view we located the points and then transferred them to OA or and OD. That is what we did. So for this right figure, exactly opposite thing is happening because our section plane is passing through the top view, right? Now again, OA and OD are two edges in the top view which are perpendicular to the XY line. So OA is perpendicular, so O dash A dash also is perpendicular to XY line in this. So again, so as to locate that at which location the section plane is passing through O dash A dash, what we need to do is we need to rotate this point, this one, right? So this point we need to rotate and bring it to some other edge. Either you say rotate or else mark this distance O to this point. The name I have not given, it should be given. Suppose we call it 1. Suppose this is 1.1. So this O1 is to be marked rather than OA on OB, or it can be done on OF, right? Or any other edge which is not giving a view perpendicular to XY line. So we mark this on OB, right? So as you mark it here, now it is possible to locate this on O dash, B dash here. I have given some wrong name. Yeah, this is B. Sorry. This is B. Yeah. So on O dash, B dash in the front view, now we can locate it. So after marking it here at this location, I hope the pointer is visible to you. We move
Yes.
perpendicular to XY line and then intersection on O dash B dash we obtain. Then we move parallel to XY line and reach this O dash A dash. So this is exactly the opposite of this. It is exactly the opposite of what we did in the previous diagram. That's what I was trying to say. So like this we can locate it.
Sir,
Okay,
why do
thank
we
you, sir.
bring it till the diagonal and not the locus of O? I mean the horizontal line through O.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If we need true length, then we'll have to do it. So here you see actually this thing like bringing it onto the a view of another edge, like from rather than OA, we bring it to OB. Like this we are able to do because of one particular reason, that all the slant edges of this pyramid, right, they'll make the same inclination with the horizontal plane. Okay, so because of that, this location we can identify in this fashion because all the edges are making the same inclination with the horizontal plane. So that is why these distances like OA, OB, OC, OD, all these are actually same. Lengths are same. So we can mark on it and then we can locate it on their respective front view. So that is what we are doing. Now, if you bring it to say parallel to XY, like rather than there, suppose this we draw like this, okay, new position of A1. Then we go up to this. This is also possible, A1 dash, and then you join. But this is required when we need the true length, right? Then we'll have to do this. Since here that is not the requirement, we need to locate the points only in the front view and top view. We can do it by going to OB also, right? Otherwise, we'll have to do this, of course, whatever you are mentioning. This thing actually then will have to be done, that we bring it here, then we go here up to this point and then reach. So like this it will happen. So of course the same point will be able to locate by following any of these two methods. We'll locate the same point, right? But say if this length is needed, suppose for some any subsequent purpose, this length suppose is needed, then of course we'll have to keep it here, because this now gives the true length of the location, but this one is not giving. This is reduced length. But if true length is not needed and only this part is to be located, only this much is to be done, then we can do it by bringing it to any of the edges. I mean top view of any of the edges. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So in this figure, in the second one, O1 side view will give the true length now.
Yeah, it will give true length in front view. So O dash A1 dash, this is the true length of the slant edge. O dash A1 dash.
No, sir, I'm talking about the original case.
No, I'm not getting. Can you please repeat?
So in the top view O1 line, if we take its side view, it will give the true length.
Side view. I'm doubtful. This will be. I guess what you are saying is side view something like this. You're trying to project somewhere here. That is what you're saying.
Yes, sir, because
But
O1 and
it would.
O1.
No. Then I think if you do that after drawing OA1, you are saying rather than drawing OA1 for O dash A dash, you draw the side view. That's what you're saying.
Yes, sir,
Then
because both are
then it will give to. Yeah. Then it will give. Then it will give. But it
okay,
is
sir.
easier. This is easier method what we are doing. So that is why we adopt this. And then anyways, I mean sectional top view or sectional front. Like for this case, if sectional front view is to be obtained, then you will try to locate these points here only. So it is easier just shifting it on. I mean onto another adjacent edge and then obtaining it rather than drawing the side view. But yeah, it is true. Side view will give true length for this case.
Okay, sir. And sir, why are we making the section plane in top view, though it will be easier in front view?
No. See, what I am trying to discuss is two different conditions. So suppose if the question says that section plane is passing through the top view and solid is sectioned like this, then you will have to draw the sectional front view. That is what is happening in this second case.
Okay, sir.
In the first case, sectional top view is to be obtained and sectional section is passing in the front view. So these are two different cases. So how do we deal with that? Okay, so I'll discuss one more problem then, and then I think we can call it a day. Tomorrow we won't need to have a lecture then. Okay. So
There will be tutorial, na?
yeah, it will be there. I'm saying lecture we won't have. So whatever we discussed
Okay.
today will be sufficient. If you have any doubts, you can email me. This problem is
Sir, can you please conduct tomorrow as a doubt session?
one more doubt session. I thought today we'll do it. But if you write something in advance, I'll do it because if I get emails about some doubts, we can have it. Okay.
Okay,
But
sir.
only if I get it in advance, like by today or a very early morning tomorrow, then I'll do it, right? Otherwise, I'll do something else. 10 o'clock as such, I have meeting. But if you guys write me some doubts, then 11 I'll be there for the class. Okay. Yeah, let us consider this problem. Just little, I guess, different from whatever we have discussed. Uh, so a pentagonal pyramid, base 30 mm side and axis 60 mm long is lying on one of its triangular face. So we know that for the pyramid, apart from the base, all the other slant faces will be triangular. So it is lying on one of them on the HP with the axis parallel to VP. So triangular face is on the HP, but the axis of the pyramid is still parallel to VP. Then a vertical section plane whose horizontal trace bisects the top view of the axis. So now here you see like horizontal trace, of course, for any plane, which is particularly if it is say vertical plane, right? If it is a vertical plane, so you'll have a horizontal trace, which is a line, and this horizontal trace and I should say the top view of the plane both will be coincident, because if vertical plane we are talking about, then on the horizontal plane it will look like a line only, right? As long as it is a vertical plane, it is perpendicular to the horizontal plane. So on the horizontal plane, it will look like a line. And the horizontal trace, of course, will be the line of intersection of the vertical plane and the horizontal plane. So that is bisecting the top view of the axis, right? So first of all, we have to draw this pyramid in the given position. That is, the triangular face should be on the horizontal plane and the axis being parallel to the vertical plane, and then this vertical section plane has to pass through its axis where top view of the axis is bisected, and it makes 30 degrees with the reference line, that will be the XY line. So 30 degrees with the XY. Then it cuts the pyramid, removing its top part. Now top, of course, with the reference to initial position, we'll consider top part, which is closer to apex. Draw the top view, sectional front view, and true shape of the section. Development of the this of course we don't need to do. Please ignore this. I will delete it before uploading it. Yeah, so let us get back to this. So we have to have a triangular face on the horizontal plane. So initially, of course, we'll have to assume that the base of the pyramid is on the horizontal plane, and in such a fashion that one of the base edges remains perpendicular to the vertical plane. So this will allow us to achieve the given position in the second step. So we draw it like this, okay, keeping one of this base edge. Change the pointer. Yeah. So here this edge is actually perpendicular to the VP, and of course in the top view this is perpendicular to the XY line. So this will allow us to achieve the given position in the second step. So nomenclature. So as I keep mentioning, it's better to name this apex as O, then in the subsequent figures it actually gets identified easily. So these are the points of the base in the front view: A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, right? And then with the given height of this pyramid, axis is marked, then we locate it, O dash, and then draw it complete. So as you all know, this OCD is giving us a line view here, O dash, C dash, D dash. So we can rotate this pyramid about C dash, D dash and bring this O dash to the XY line. So this will be equivalent to keeping this O dash, C dash, D dash on the horizontal plane. So that is what we do, right? It's done. Then you have to redraw this figure. and then we get the top view. So projectors from all the corners drawn, and then we draw horizontal lines parallel to XY line from all the corners in the top view. We look at them. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E obtained like this. O1, and then you have to join all the relevant edges, and of course here you'll have to keep in mind whichever is visible, which is hidden. That we already done the exercise, so I hope you can. Then you see we have to have the top view of the axis, right? So that that can be bisected. So we have to locate this. So axis here is from O dash to this point, right? Here we had the axis O dash to this point. Here you have the axis O dash to this point on the base. So this we have to bring down over here. Okay. So we get it over here. So this will be the point, right? Geometric center exactly below O dash. That is this particular location we mark over. So now axis can be drawn from O1 up to this point. You could give another name to this point. It could be O1, O2 or whatever, right? Then once the axis is located, now the section plane can be located in the top view. It has to bisect the top view of the axis. That is, this thing has to be bisected from here to here. At the midpoint, you will look at, and then you will draw a 30-degree line to the XY. So this midpoint is located, and then you draw this 30-degree inclined plane. Then we have been asked to remove the top part. So this zone is top part, so this part will remove, and rest will keep. Oh, battery is low. Just a moment. Yes, sorry for this interruption. Let us get back to wherever we were, and we can continue. Yeah, so we had located this plane here. Okay. Now you see, now in order to locate the relevant points, we'll see which edges this section plane is intersecting. We have to locate all those points. So you see, one point is here. This O1B1 is intersected here. Then this O1C1 is intersected at this point. This O1A1 is intersected here. Then O1D1 is intersected here. And then now the base edges are also getting intersected. So A1, E1 is intersected here, and E1, D1 is intersected. Okay. So these many locations we have, better to give the names. So O1, A1 intersected here, which is called 1, right? Then O1, B1 called 2. This is the intersection point. O1, C1, 3. O1, D1, 4. Then we have this E1, D1, 5, and this A1, E1, 6. So these many points we have. Now we have to draw the projectors from all these located intersection points onto the front view so as to locate them there. So this 5, this 6, then this 4, right? On the relevant edges. So like this ED, we have to look at where is ED. ED is here. So onto this, we'll go from this 5 onto this ED. Then AE, where is AE? AE is here, so onto AE will go from this 6. Of course, as such it is on this single line in this view. Then this 4 is on this O1 D1. O1 D1 is here, O dash D dash is here. So from 4 we'll go to O dash D dash. Okay, so like this we'll draw all this. So O dash D dash is located here, right? Intersection point 4. Then 1 on the OA, right? Then 3 on OC, and on OB we locate this 2. So these all points we get in the front view. Now if we join these all, then this marks the section surface. Okay, and then hatching is to be done. And apart from this, the darkening part, so whichever is the retained part, we need to draw it darker as compared to the rest of it. The same is to be done in the front view also. Okay, the retained part is drawn darker and removed part is left lighter. And then for the true shape, of course, parallel to this section plane over here, we'll have to choose a plane, right? And then we have to project it. So this is new XY line parallel to our section plane. Then you draw projectors from all these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points located. Okay. Then measure their distances from the corresponding previous front view and locate all the points. The names are given in corresponding fashion, so this can be located and observed. So this completes it. One particular thing here I would like to mention, that when you have this case of cone, it will be dealt with similar fashion as we are doing for the pyramid. Only difference will be whatever you are seeing as the edges over here, right, top in the top view, you will have the generators for that purpose. And again, I would say please divide it into 12 number of parts, so that these intersection points on the generators you will be locating in the top view, and you will have sufficient number of points so that you can draw a smooth curve when you have to draw it freehand. Okay, so with this I'll stop here, and we can have a discussion tomorrow if you guys will send me some doubts, right? Otherwise I'll assume that we are not having a class tomorrow. Okay, I'll try to upload it by 12 o'clock. If you have the discussion session right after that, if we don't have it, then at 12 o'clock your tutorial sheet I'll upload, which is to be solved in the lab session. Okay, so you can be prepared in advance and then start solving. And then 7 o'clock we'll close it. Right? These things already are known to everyone, but I repeated because many people keep asking. So I'm stopping here.
So I had a doubt, like if in cone